The valet opened Mom's door as she turned to me with that familiar look of disappointment. "Maya, maybe you should wait in the car," she said, adjusting her diamond necklace. "This is a very exclusive event. State senators will be here. The governor might show up." I glanced down at my navy dress, purchased specifically for tonight. "Mom, I'm on the guest list." "Yes, but..." She looked at my sister Priya in her gold sequined gown. "This isn't really your crowd, sweetie. These are business people. Influential people. You wouldn't know what to talk about." Priya snapped her compact shut. "Remember the country club mixer? You spent the whole time with the catering staff." "They were interesting," I said quietly. "Exactly." Mom sighed. "There's a coffee shop 2 blocks down. Grab a latte and we'll text when we're ready to leave." Dad cleared his throat. "Maya did get an invitation, Sheila." "An invitation anyone can buy, Robert. They sent thousands hoping for donations. Maya's a dental hygienist. Does she really fit in with venture capitalists and tech executives?" The valet looked uncomfortable. Cars were lining up behind us. "I'll be fine," I said, opening my door. Mom's hand gripped my wrist. "Please. Priya just made junior partner. She needs connections tonight. I need you not to draw attention. Can you do that for your sister?" Priya was already out, smoothing her dress. "It's fine, Mom. Maya can sit at our table and smile. Just don't mention you clean teeth. Say you're in healthcare." "I am in healthcare. You clean teeth, Maya. There's a difference." Priya's voice was matter-of-fact, not cruel. Mom squeezed my wrist. 2 hours. Give us 2 hours to make our rounds. Please, honey. This is important for Priya's career. I looked at Mom's pleading eyes, at Priya already networking near the entrance, at Dad who wouldn't meet my gaze. "Hey," I said. Mom's relief was palpable. "Thank you. You're a good sister." He pressed 2 20s into my palm. "Get something nice." I watched them disappear into the ballroom, Mom's arm linked with Priya's, already laughing with someone in a tuxedo. Dad trailing behind. I walked to Moonbeam Cafe 2 blocks away. The owner, Patricia, looked up and smiled. "Maya, the gala's tonight. Are you speaking?" "Keynote," I confirmed. "Got some time first." "Your family doesn't know yet, do they?" Patricia had known me since college when I worked 3 jobs sending money home for Priya's law school. "Mom thinks I should wait in the car." Patricia shook her head. "Maya Patel. Youngest self-made venture capitalist in the state. $43 million portfolio. Keynote speaker. And your mother thinks you should wait in the car. She's protecting Priya's reputation. By hiding the daughter donating $500,000 tonight?" Patricia handed me coffee. "Why haven't you told them?" "When I left dental hygiene school for venture capital, Dad said I was throwing my life away. Mom cried for 3 days. Priya told everyone I'd had a breakdown." I sipped the coffee. "I wanted them to love me for who I was, not what I'd achieved." "And they told you to wait in the car?" "Yeah." Patricia squeezed my hand. "Show them who you really are, Maya. Not for revenge, because they should know." The ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers and important people. I spotted my family at a front table. Mom networking aggressively, Priya taking selfies with a state legislator, Dad nursing a drink alone. I found the event coordinator backstage. "Maya. Thank God. Governor's stuck in traffic, but he'll be here before your speech." "Ready. Ready. Your intro slides are perfect. The Community Center Women's Tech Initiative Scholarship Fund. Visual impact is incredible." He paused. "Sure you don't want us to announce you as Dr. Patel? You finished your doctorate last year." "Just Maya Patel is fine. Humble as always. You're on in 30 minutes. I watched the monitor from the green room. Mom had moved tables, networking intensely. Priya was on her phone. Dad sat alone, looking uncomfortable. Governor Richardson knocked and entered. "Maya. Ready to make these people cry with generosity?" "That's the plan, Governor." "Good. The literacy program is fully funded thanks to you, but the Rural Healthcare Initiative needs another $2 million. He straightened his tie. "Your family here? I'd love to meet them. They're in the audience." "Excellent. We'll embarrass you properly during the introduction." He winked. The ballroom quieted as the governor took the stage. I watched from the wings. "Tonight's keynote speaker is someone very special," he began. 6 years ago, she walked away from a traditional career to pursue something risky: venture capital focused on underserved communities and women-led businesses. People told her she was crazy, that she'd fail. On the monitor, Mom gave polite attention, not really listening. Priya was texting. Instead, she built one of the most successful VC firms in the region. 43 companies. 8,000 jobs created. Companies owned by women, minorities, people who couldn't get traditional funding. Mom stopped talking. He was watching now. She's endowed a full-ride scholarship at State University. Funded 3 community health centers. Donated over $12 million to charitable causes in 5 years. Priya's phone was down. She stared at the stage, then at the screen where my photo appeared. Tonight, she's donating $500,000 to our rural healthcare initiative, the single largest individual contribution ever received. Dad's glass slipped, but he caught it. Ladies and gentlemen, Maya Patel. The applause was thunderous. I walked on stage, shook the governor's hand, and looked out at 500 faces. Found my parents' table. Mom was pale. Priya's mouth hung open. Dad had tears streaming down his face. I began my speech. Thank you, Governor Richardson. When I was 22, I told my family I was leaving dental hygiene school for venture capital. They thought I was having a breakdown. Polite laughter. None from my family's table. They weren't wrong to worry. I had no business degree, no connections, no family wealth. What I had was student loan debt, 3 jobs, and belief that brilliant people just needed someone to take a chance on them. I clicked to the first slide. Patricia at Moonbeam Cafe. This is Patricia. I gave her $50,000 when banks laughed at her business plan. Today, Moonbeam Cafe has 12 locations and employs 200 caregivers with dignity. Next slide. A woman in a lab coat. Dr. Jennifer Wu developed an affordable prenatal diagnostic tool. Couldn't get funding without Silicon Valley connections. I believed in her science. Her device is now used in 43 countries, saving countless lives. I continued through 12 stories. 12 overlooked people. People like me. The theme tonight is investing in what matters. What matters isn't pedigree or connections. It's vision, determination, and courage to bet on people everyone else has written off. I paused, found my mother's eyes. Some of the most brilliant people have been underestimated their entire lives. Told they're not ready. Not good enough. Not the right fit. Asked to wait in the car while others take credit. Mom's hand pressed to her mouth. But here's what I've learned. The people told to wait in the car often end up driving the whole damn vehicle. The applause started before I finished. I announced my donation and thanked everyone. Governor Richardson returned for closing remarks. Dad was standing, clapping hard, tears streaming. Priya sat frozen in shock. Mom was crying, mascara tracking down her cheeks. People surrounded me immediately. Congratulations, business cards, photos. I kept one eye on my family's table. They sat motionless, staring at the empty stage. 20 minutes to extract myself. Governor Richardson pulled me aside. Maya, that was perfect. 6 pledges came in during your speech. You just funded the entire healthcare initiative. That's wonderful, Governor. Your parents must be so proud. He glanced at their table. Want me to introduce myself? Maybe give them a minute. I took a breath and walked toward my family. Mom stood so fast she knocked over her wine. Red liquid spread across the white tablecloth. Maya, she whispered. Maya, $43 million? Priya interrupted sharply. You're worth $43 million? That's my portfolio valuation. How much is your actual net worth? Priya. Dad's voice was quiet but firm. That's not appropriate. None of this is appropriate. She's a dental hygienist. She dropped out. She built an empire while you took credit for other attorneys' work, Dad said. She changed thousands of lives while you changed your LinkedIn headline. Priya's face went red. How dare you? How dare we? Dad said, looking at Mom. How dare all of us? Mom couldn't speak. She stared at me with devastated eyes. Why didn't you tell us? Dad asked quietly. I tried. 6 years ago. You said I was throwing my life away. So you let us think you failed? I let you think what you always thought. That Priya was the successful one. The smart one. The one worthy of pride. Maya, that's not, Mom started. You told me to wait in the car, Mom. At an event I organized. Where I was keynote speaker. Where I donated $500,000. 6 years pressed down on me. Did you know I paid for Priya's last year of law school when Dad's business struggled? Priya went white. Did you know I've covered your country club membership for 3 years? Your card kept getting declined. Mom sat down heavily. Did you know I bought Dad's business from bankruptcy? That new client, who saved everything, wasn't a client at all. Dad's tears started again. Why? Because you're my family. Because I loved you. Because I kept hoping you'd see me. My voice cracked. Really see me? Not as Priya's disappointing sister. Just as me. The ballroom had gone quiet around us. Priya spoke finally. I didn't know. About law school. Any of it. I know. I told the bursar to list it as a scholarship. I looked at my sister. Saw not my enemy but a woman raised to believe her worth came from being better than me. I'm sorry, Priya. Not for succeeding. But for letting you build your identity on being the better daughter. That wasn't fair to either of us. Priya, please. Mom reached for my hand but I stepped back. Let me apologize. There's nothing to explain, Mom. You loved the daughter you thought Priya was more than the daughter you thought I was. That's human. It hurts, but it's human. But you're extraordinary. I was always extraordinary. You just couldn't see it because it didn't look how you expected. Governor Richardson approached with a photographer. Why? Family photo for the newsletter. The irony cut deep. Actually, Governor, I'd prefer a photo with Patricia and my other portfolio founders. They're the real story tonight. His eyes flicked between us, understanding. Of course. We'll find Patricia. I turned back to my parents. I need to go. There are donors waiting. Priya, wait. Dad grabbed my arm. Let us make this right. How? How do you make 6 years right? We'll tell everyone, Priya said suddenly. About you. About what you've done. I'll post about it. Is what Priya? Finally successful enough to acknowledge. I shook my head. I don't need you to tell people about my success. I need you to love me when I'm not successful. That's what family means. Mom cried harder. We do love you. We always loved you. Maybe. But you didn't like me. And you definitely didn't respect me. I picked up my clutch. I have to go. When can we see you again? Dad asked desperately. I don't know. I need time to figure out what relationship looks like with people who told me to wait in the car at my own event. I walked away. Heard Mom's sob. Felt Priya's stare. Saw Dad sink into his chair. The rest of the evening blurred. More donors, photos, congratulations. My family left early. Dad's arm around Mom. Priya ahead, phone pressed to her ear. 3 days later my assistant buzzed. Waya? Your father is here. No appointment, but he says it's important. I stared at my screen. Send him in. Dad looked aged 5 years. Wrinkled suit. Red eyes. Waya? He stopped inside the door. Thank you for seeing me. What brings you to Seattle? You do. I needed to say things I should have said years ago. I waited. I'm proud of you. So proud I can barely breathe. And I'm devastated by how badly I failed you. Dad. No, let me finish. When you told us about venture capital, I was terrified. Not because I didn't believe in you, but because I knew how hard the world is. I'd spent my life being mediocre at business. I couldn't imagine my daughter succeeding where I struggled. So you discouraged me. So I failed you. I projected my limitations onto you. When Priya seemed on a traditional path, I invested my pride in the wrong place. Not because she was better, but because her success was easier to understand. Easier to explain at the club. The club I've been paying for. He flinched. Yes. He pulled out an envelope. This is a check for every dollar you spent on us. I sold the boat. I'm selling the club membership. We're downsizing. Dad, I don't want your money. I know. But I need you to take it. I need to start from a place where I don't owe you. Where my pride isn't tangled with guilt and debt. I looked at the envelope but didn't take it. What does Mom say? Your mother is devastated. She's written 17 letters and thrown them all away. She's called your number 100 times and hung up. She's ashamed, Maya. Deeply ashamed. And Priya? Angry. At us mostly. She found out half her connections. The firm interview, the developer client, the bar conference. We facilitated those. We pulled strings. Meanwhile, you built everything yourself and we treated you like a failure. I didn't build everything myself. Stop, Dad interrupted gently. Stop minimizing your success to make us feel better. That's what you've always done. Protected our egos. Made yourself smaller so we could feel bigger. That ends now. Something cracked in my chest. I don't know how to trust you again. I know. I'm not asking you to. Not yet. He stood. I'm asking for a chance to earn it back. However long that takes. I'm asking you not to give up on us the way we gave up on you. You didn't give up on me. You just never saw me. Then let me start seeing you now. The real you. He placed the envelope on my desk. This is the first step. Paying my debts. The next step is yours. Coffee next month? A phone call? Nothing? You set the terms. After he left, I sat alone. Held the envelope. Thought about love and respect and family. My phone rang. Fisha. Did you see it? Your keynote went viral. 3 million views. Companies are calling it required leadership viewing. I pulled up my laptop. There it was. My face, my words, my story. Thousands of comments from people who'd been underestimated. And there, in the middle, a post from Priya. This is my sister. I spent 6 years not seeing her. Don't make my mistake. The people you dismiss might be the ones who change the world. Simple. Honest. A beginning. I texted my father. Coffee next month. Seattle or San Francisco, your choice. His response came immediately. I'll come to you. Always. From now on, I'll come to you. I looked at the envelope. The check I'd probably never cash. The gesture that mattered anyway. Then I opened my laptop and started drafting an email to Mom. Not forgiveness, not yet. But perhaps the start of something new. Something built on who I actually was. Outside my window, Seattle sparkled. Somewhere in that city were dozens of companies I'd funded. Hundreds of employees. Thousands of lives touched. And somewhere in San Francisco, my family was beginning to understand that the daughter they'd told to wait in the car had been driving the whole time. I started typing. Dear Mom.